It's Sunday, you're watching this show, so you probably want some questions answered, right? Okay, let's get to it. And it's another Firebird special. He's the Firebird who wants the special. He knows I know he hates that. First question. So far, what are your thoughts on the Ghostbusters reboot? It sucks. They're going for too many stereotypes, too many generalizations, and it just looks as though they're not even working on really structuring the characters and the story. I mean, the only one who seems to have any kind of logic or a likable character is the redhead, which I'm guessing is the Egon equivalent in this movie. The way that the original movie was done, Ramis and Aykroyd, what I thought was a solid script, and you had really decent ensemble characters. You had Bill Murray, who's the clown, he's the showboater. You have Dan Aykroyd as the heart of the Ghostbusters, Harold Ramis as the mind and the logic, and you had Ernie Hudson playing Winston, who is the audience participation in the audience as the everyday man. But from what I'm seeing with this reboot, the only thing they've got good is the logo, and that's about it. I'm not even going to go watch this, because I tell you exactly what I'm going to do. When the movie gets released, I will review Ghostbusters, but I'll review the original movie and say, don't watch this piece of garbage, go watch the 1984 original, because at least that one is decent. Question 2. What was the worst animated Disney movie you've seen? It's a very good question. I don't think I've ever seen The Jungle Book 2. Simply because, did we really need a sequel for that? I mean, really. It had been 37 years since the original. Best to my knowledge, none of the voice actors from the original were still around. Best to my knowledge. And you're making a sequel to a movie that had all the loose ends tied up. What was the point in that? I mean, I'll give John Goodman his due. He really tried to sell it as Baloo the Bear. But no one could ever replace Phil Harris. Goodman tried. But other than that, oh yeah, Tony Jay as Shere Khan. Ooh. He really sold that, but the story's somewhat relatable, I suppose, in some degree, but again, it was just a movie that we didn't need. That's probably the worst one. Number 3, Spider-Man or Batman? Oh, but I want both! If I had to choose one, I'd say Spider-Man, because he's a little bit more relatable, because he's the superhero that could be us. Because he's a superhero that is also not rich. He worries about getting his homework in on time. He worries about paying the rent. He worries about his diet and whatnot. Whereas Batman has essentially a limitless bank account. Spidey doesn't have that. I think that's what makes Spidey a lot more relatable. But again, if it were up to me, both. Those have been your 3 questions for this week. You know how this shtick works by now. If you're watching this on dynamicnight.com or Facebook or even here on whitetub.com, leave a question in the comment section below, or leave a question for the Twitter link in my outro. But until again, ask again.